Do I still believe in SuperVerse? Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, the Super token, ever since I started talking about it, has done absolutely well. Now, people like to complain about price pullbacks or whatever, but I think better days are ahead because Super reaching the price of $25 during this bull run, that's still my price target. And even though that's not financial advice, the way to take a look at it is why won't something this amazing be doing that fantastic? Because if you take a look at SuperVerse, primarily speaking, what are they focused on? Blockchain gaming. And I think this right here could be such a big narrative moving forward. Some people like to say, oh, the hype kind of disappeared back in 2021, but I think it's on the rise again. And I think it could be bigger, better than ever before, because even if you take a look at, according to Grand View Research, the blockchain gaming market is predicted to be worth over $300 billion by 2030. Now, people may think, okay, 2030 is so far away. What do you mean by that? We're in 2025, but still, that's kind of far away. And my response is this. The fact that the number is that big anyways showcases the trajectory in which the blockchain gaming space is headed. And also on top of that, this could very well just be a conservative estimate. We just don't know. However, even besides all that, the way you take a look at it is that in the crypto space as of right now, usually people don't really care about mass adoption in a sense. What they care about is anticipated adoption. They don't really care if something has good adoption right now because, for instance, Super has done pretty good. Or should I say absolutely amazing. However, does SuperVerse have the best adoption of all time? No, it doesn't. And again, that if anything showcases that people care about the anticipation, but they don't really care about adoption in its current form. We take a look at, let's say, an example that is on SuperVerse. We take a look at, let's say, Solana. Does Solana have the best adoption out there? Absolutely not, in my opinion. And people may be thinking, oh, but it's massive. But that doesn't mean the adoption is good. If you take a look at the Solana ecosystem, it's primarily known for meme coins. That's pretty much it. I get it. There's Jupiter, but who cares about that? But again, if we take a look at Solana meme coins, I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that. For instance, I like Myro, I like Maneki. I think that, Book a Meme, of course, historically has done very well. You take a look at Dog with that. So when you take a look at Solana, it's a good place for meme coins, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the adoption is fantastic. But then it has good perceived adoption. Like people think it's going to do good in the future as a layer 1 blockchain, which is why they really believe in it. And it's done absolutely amazing. So again, usually people care about anticipated adoption as opposed to current adoption, which is why when it comes to blockchain gaming, I do believe that it could be a big narrative during this bull run because many people think it could be the next big thing. Like if we just take a look at blockchain gaming, just generally speaking, I'm not just only focused on a singular project here. Let's say we take a look at play-to-earn games more specifically. Isn't this going to be a big narrative moving forward? Because people, they like traditional gaming, and so do I. Even though I don't play games anymore, I used to back then. But even besides that point, gaming, it's usually viewed as a waste of time. Now, the reason why is because typically the average individual, if they're not a streamer, if they're not some sort of influencer, they can't really monetize. Like they can't earn any income by playing games. Like sure, they can play video games, but then it's not really going to have any monetary benefit in most cases. However, through play-to-earn games, what does that give the opportunity to do? The average individual can play games and then hypothetically in the process maybe earn income. So of course, it's not really going to be viewed as a waste of time, at least to many people. Now, of course, the tokenomics when it comes to many play-to-earn games out there are completely out of whack. And in some cases, it's totally not sustainable. But in my opinion, it's the thought that counts. And also on top of that, every market or every industry, when it's just starting off, it's not going to be 100% perfect, much like blockchain gaming. But then it has the potential to, right? Play-to-earn games, I think, has the potential to be massive because traditional gaming is amazing. All we need to do now is have games that are actually fun to play, have good tokenomics, and are actually sustainable for the long term. And then I think, play-to-earn games, blockchain gaming, that could truly take off. But it's going to take time. But again, it's fine because people usually care about the narrative. And I think the narrative here is very fantastic. Now also, let's take a look at, for instance, it's even been stated that the SuperVerse native blockchain is custom tailored for gaming with fast, low-cost transactions. So of course, that's very fantastic. Not to mention as well, it is alleged that Super is being integrated across elite Web3 gaming titles, creating the first ever unified crypto gaming network. Sounds very complicated for no reason, but you know what? It is what it is. But here's where things get a little bit more exciting because currently, so far, it has been integrated with Moontropica. You take a look at Guild of Guardians, Neon Heroes, Avalon, and much more. So adoption is okay. I'm not going to say it's the best because it's not, but it's heading up there. Some people would say it's caca. I wouldn't go that far, but then you know what? it's okay in my opinion. But for a project that's relatively up and coming like SuperVerse, I think this is actually very fantastic. Many of its competitors, they can't even, be associated with like 2 games even. So the fact that this right here has pretty good adoption, or should I say okay adoption, I think this right here is a step in the right direction, and it's good amongst the competitors. And the amazing thing about SuperVerse is that they're anticipating the hype for blockchain gaming. So then when it really enters, they're going to be there to catch the wave. They don't play this game of playing catch, you know what I mean, right? Because some other projects out there, what they do is that once the market really takes off, then they focus on it. But that's a little bit too little too late. I'm not saying they're going to do completely bad or anything, but it's kind of a bad idea to chase. I think it's much better to anticipate, because if I'm surfing in the ocean, is it much better if I wait for the wave? Or do I chase it that's 40 feet away? I can't swim, that, or should I say I can't paddle like that far or that fast, right? So it's much better anticipating, in my opinion. So when it comes to SuperVerse, I think it's heading in the right direction, fantastic fundamentals, and focus on the right market. This is a no-brainer pick for me. And why is Super going to the price of $25 not that crazy, in my opinion? Because if it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $12 billion. So it's not too bad. We've seen Shiba Inu reach around 40 billion. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. So this isn't some sort of crazy figure here. I get it. $25 is around a 15x from here. So it's not going to be the best upside. I'll give it that. But then considering how much Super has pumped, in a sense, right? Considering how massive this project is, let's say hypothetically doing an additional 15x doesn't seem too caca, in my opinion. Now, why could this be hypothetically a reality? Again, Super at the price of $25. It's because if you take a look at Charles Hoskinson, who not only is the co-founder of Ethereum, but the founder of Cardano, he does predict that based on a video that he was put up back in November, in the next 1 or 2 years, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere between $250,000 all the way up to $500,000. So that's insane. Now, I think $500,000 is way too optimistic, but even at Bitcoin, let's say going to the price of $250,000, that right there, I think at that point, Super at the price of $25 would be a little bit bearish, maybe. If we take a look at Charles Hoskinson's worst case scenario price target, and we combine that with his best case scenario time frame, which is a year. So then a year from November of 2024 would be around November of this year in 2025. And then worst case scenario price target, 250,000. If let's say hypothetically, Bitcoin were to reach $250,000 this year, I mean, again, Super at the price of $25, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, why could this be a reality? Because he's only speculating after all, right? He doesn't have a magic crystal ball that can tell the future. Hypothetically, at least that's what I assume. But even beyond that, what are the bullish factors that could very well, support his hypothesis in a sense? You take a look at how there's currently over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. That's more than ever before in history. So this is really going to help in terms of the FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume. Also, take into consideration the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. That's very positive. And also, not to mention, people, they know more about blockchain gaming nowadays than before. I think back in 2021, people did believe in blockchain gaming projects. Like, for instance, Scala took off, Engine. But I think when it comes to this time around, people know more. They're very knowledgeable. And I think all of this right here is really going to create a perfect storm. So again, Super at the price of $25 wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. In the meantime, I'm still dollar cost averaging anytime in income, acquiring, holding, and just waiting, because I'm not giving up. I still believe in Super. And again, reaching the price of $25 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think 2025 could be a very fantastic year, hypothetically speaking, but only time will tell. And I'm waiting here anyways, so I'm going to still wait it out. And again, $25 wouldn't shock me whatsoever during this bull run. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.